Hey guys, welcome back to Debate Hut. We got to go to the premiere for Netflix's upcoming movie, Leave the World Behind. And we got to see two of the main stars from the movie as well, which was pretty cool. We'll share a quick clip of seeing them at some point during this video. Anyway, we thought we'd share our opinion on the movie and if it's worth you watching it. And yes, this will be a non-spoiler review because we don't want to spoil it for you at all. But before we get started, please like and subscribe. And when you get to see the movie, come right back here and let us know how you found it. So, the plot. A family holiday on Long Island is interrupted by two strangers bearing news of a blackout. As the threat grows, both families must decide how best to survive the potential crisis, all while grappling with their own place in this collapsing world. So, the movie is based on a book, which I want to just say neither of us have read. So we can't really compare it. But if you've read the book, very interested to hear which one was better and your thoughts on the differences, whether there was some stuff that you liked that they did for the movie that didn't have in the book and vice versa. So yeah, going into the movie, I hadn't actually even watched any of the trailers or anything. I kind of didn't really have any expectations, which I guess is kind of good because then you're not hoping for something that's not going to happen and you're not hoping for something and you're not seeing how bad it is, I guess. But yeah, the movie itself, honestly, I really enjoyed it. I honestly think it's one of the best things that I've seen in a while. I liked that it didn't take a long while for it to like build up and to really get to where it needed to be. And from the get-go, you just know something is about to happen. And that's great because you don't want something that's just it's going to take like an hour for it to finally, get to where it needs to. But I think within like the first 20 minutes, like it honestly, you just know something is wrong, something is coming. And another good thing was that I personally instantly connected with the characters and really enjoyed getting to see the relationships between each of them and also the new ones and also how their characters develop over time. There's quite a bit, especially from Amanda. And yeah, and also just seeing the issues between them because they're also different and also these two families being stuck together in a blackout, like it's honestly like I honestly don't know how I would cope with it, but just getting to see how they coped with it was really interesting. Also, like for this sort of movie, like sometimes people say, "Oh, it's going to be so predictable. Like I can tell what's going to happen and all that." But I didn't find this movie really predictable at all. I think closer to the end, I think perhaps you could sort of see maybe where it was going. But for me, like I wouldn't say it was predictable at all. Like every single time I thought, "Oh my gosh, this is where it's going to end. This is the ending." It didn't end. It just carried on going and something else happens, which just, makes it more intense and more tense. And then when it finally ended, I was honestly so sad because I had enjoyed it so much. And it could have just kept going. There's just so much more that they could have just tapped into. But of course, you don't want a movie that's going on for like 8 hours or something. But yeah, the whole movie was great. Great characters, interesting storyline, good twists, good soundtrack. I mean, what more could you ask for? And I haven't really watched a lot of Netflix stuff recently. I've been trying to avoid Netflix because they're messy and they
Yeah.
cancel everything I like. So I just try to avoid them. So I was honestly very surprised at how much I enjoyed this. So I guess a question you might ask, will there be a part two? I am kind of interested in seeing what they could do with it because there's always there's people have interesting ideas and there's always a way to make a part two, but I do have a feeling that they would mess it up because part one was just a part one. I mean, there's only one part at the moment, but let's say part one was just so good. So perhaps they should stay like far, far away from doing a sequel. But I'm still quite interested to see what they could do. And then honestly, just the whole experience of getting to see Julia Roberts as well. Though sadly, we didn't get a chance to get a photo with her, or even Grace
Yeah.
wanted to get an autograph.
Oh,
But
yeah.
yeah, it was such a cool and amazing experience. Like, oh, it's like that once in a lifetime sort of thing. But yeah, the movie was great. The whole experience was great. Honestly, 100% recommend it to you. Yeah.
I definitely recommend this as well. I haven't seen a trailer. I've heard about it, and I've also read bits about it in the Total Film magazine. So they kind of told me something. I'm not sure it was a little bit of a spoiler, but they still left some like surprising plot twists in it, which I'm really thankful for. And also before the film, like after the whole missing photos and autograph thing, we get to hear of the actresses and the director talking about the film, and I just love how much you could just tell how much passionate they put in a lot in this film, and you could just see when you watch it because this film it questions a lot about the psychological horror or thriller, and that's the genre of this film. It's so I love it because it tells you like there's some tough decisions human beings have to do or like have to take, and we don't know the consequences of the act or like how it's gonna end. It was really twisted, but I loved it. It was just so unpredictable, and that's exactly what we loved about this film. It like you had no idea what it was going to happen. The actors were great as well, and I did connect with actually every one of them. Like some, like each have like a motive to be protective, be secretive, or like you could just sense there's going to be some tension or maybe a bit of a struggle with each other. But that's what I love, like a little bit of drama. I mean, it's probably a bad thing for them, but like that's what you're kind of seeking for in this kind of film. And yeah, there's a what's happening in the film is a big mystery, like the threat. Because when I was reading it, I had no idea what they didn't say what the threat was. And that's probably what was good. And like it the threat was like they're thinking about this or it could be that, like it was puzzling, like we were still trying to figure out what was happening at the same time, but that was what made this so great because it took us on this journey about like what would happen if the world was like this. It was amazing, and the directing in this was really good. Like I like how it just traveled us through like seeing point of view from one family to the other, and yeah, it was really great. And like Emily said, like there's some parts I thought, oh, this is where it's gonna end. Oh no, this is where it's gonna end. Like I feel like this would be like kind of like split episodes for like a mini series. But then the ending, I was like, oh my God, that can't be the end. I want to know more. I want to know what the hell is happening. Like, uh, but it was so good. Even with that ending, the it it was the film was great from the beginning and the end. It was just so well done. There was great character development. The story was great in and the narrative. I would love to see a part two for sure. Like I got a feeling they like sometimes sequels don't do so well, but if they think really hard for this, I think they would put this really good at like the original film. I'm not sure if the author did like a sequel in the book, but it would be cool if they do continue for part two. But I'm still fine if they still leave as it is because you don't want to ruin the original. But yeah, I think it's pretty good. So, Emily, how would you rate this film from one not being so good and 10 being brilliant?
Um, I honestly don't have. I didn't not enjoy anything about it. I actually really enjoyed it, so I don't see why I wouldn't give it a 10.
Oh, wow.
Like it would either be a 9 or a 10.
Wow.
I'm saying a 10 because I can't think of why I wouldn't give it a 10. If there was a
Mm,
reason for me not to give it a 10, then I would. But there
yeah.
isn't, so it has to be a 10 then, which is crazy to
Mm,
think. But
mm,
yeah, it's really good. How about you, Grace?
yeah. I'm gonna say 9 out of 10. I don't want to say like there was lots of flaws because there wasn't. This film was actually a flawless film. It's just like something that I will watch like maybe during like maybe Halloween night or maybe something like a late night. I wouldn't say I'll watch it every day or like something I will rewatch it again and again. This would be just something like I'll just watch occasionally for like special occasions. But I would definitely say this is film definitely worth watching like again when you have the time for sure. So yeah, this is our non-spoiler view of Leave the World Behind. We thank you guys so much for watching. Really appreciate it. Before you leave though, can you make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell? You can leave a comment down below on your thoughts on the film. whether do you think the book version was better? What was your favorite part about the film? Like in a non-spoiler way, please, for our viewers. And do you want to see a part two or a sequel, or do you think it's better as it is? Tell us down in the comments. Also, you can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and if you do, we'll follow you back. That's a promise. You can also check out our website, has some information about the beta and about some of the videos we've done in the past 2 years. We also done some recent reviews on like TV shows and reactions as well. We also like Marvel, Disney, lots of them. You can check them out on our channel. So yeah, thank you guys so much again for watching. We really appreciate it, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.